Hello there and welcome to yet another episode of Music Insiders, the podcast brought to you by Free Music Archive. My name is Marco and today we are joined by Hessel, the CEO of Free Music Archive and Tribe of Noise, because yes, as you might have noticed, a couple of weeks ago we revamped the Free Music Archive website, and Hessel will talk to us and explain exactly why we did this and what lies ahead for Free Music Archive. So, Hessel, welcome to the podcast.
Hey, Marco, thanks for having me.
As I mentioned, we revamped the website a few weeks ago. Can you please explain to the listeners why we did this and what the focus from now on will be for Free Music Archive? And just a little bit about that, please.
Sure. So, as everybody noticed, we acquired Free Music Archive in 2019. The website looked similar to the website that was funded in 2009 by WFMU in the United States. And it needed some work, it needed some overhaul, because there is a lot of traffic on Free Music Archive, specifically focused on self-releasing artists, people who just want to enjoy original music or who need music from Free Music Archive artists in their video or in the school project or even in an advertisement from a big brand. So it needed some revamping. So it took us quite a bit of time, but we are super happy with the way it looks like right now.
Can you tell us a little bit more about what kind of artists, music creators from now on we are going to focus even more on?
Absolutely. So I think if you keep track with the news in the music space, you see that the digital service providers, so the DSPs like Apple and Tidal and Spotify, some of them claim to be there for the self-releasing artists, but in general, most of them are focusing on top-tier artists and major record labels. And it is crazy expensive for a self-releasing artist to get some marketing going on these platforms, or to go beyond something as simple as just a profile picture, or just gaining traction with people that actually listen to your music. So the main focus for us from this point onwards on Free Music Archive is self-releasing artists, people who are willing to curate their music, and net labels. And with self-releasing, I also mean that we will give them access to a huge market, because there's so much traffic on Free Music Archive, so that they can market themselves free of charge, start building meaningful relationships. And that can be with just a few people who will leave comments or people who download music, but you will have instant access to those people, and they can instantly reach you via contact forms, comments, clicking on your links to your own website, etc. And the other thing we like to offer you, and that's something because we are Tribe of Noise, is to give you access to non-exclusive monetization models. That sounds like some marketing term, but it comes down to basic building blocks so that with your music you can start to make money. From sync deals, like music that is being used by video editors or filmmakers or advertisement companies. We have business models on Tribe of Noise that you can use from Free Music Archive to get your music in streaming services like music in hotels and bars and restaurants. We have a tipping option there that's free to use. We even have a blockchain solution that people get paid per second. And any other model that you can think of, just add it to your Free Music Archive account. We are there for the self-releasing artist. We're there to help you market your music and to make sure that you will get some meaningful relationships. I think basically that's why we stand out from the rest.
And right now, how do you wish, or how do you see that the platform will evolve during the next years? Let's say, I could ask you that classic question, how do you see Free Music Archive in 5 years? But I think that's a bit too far away. I think we want to see some progress in the next 1 or 2 years, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, basically every single time when we go, we just came back from a music conference in Barcelona, the Future Music Forum. And you talk to your peers, and everybody has that same feeling that some of the services that we all know, that we all use on a daily basis, where you can listen to tens of millions of tracks from the major record labels, that all of them are moving in a slightly different direction than the direction that should be there for self-releasing artists. So if we can offer them that platform where they can market themselves, and then from there we can help them with new business opportunities, and just to mention a few, maybe we should reach out to other companies where money is being made. Everybody's talking about how to make money with TikTok these days, for example. So let's start those conversations and see if we as a collective can actually build a meaningful relationship with some of those bigger, newer platforms out there, in a way that it actually makes sense for the independent artists that are featured on Free Music Archive, that are participating on Free Music Archive. And the other thing, otherwise they might feel left behind, and that's for sure not what we are planning. People who like to play around with all the content on Free Music Archive, like curating specific styles of music or music for specific purposes, or a net label who says like, I really would like to feature some of these albums, you are more than welcome to join in, use all the traffic that we have on Free Music Archive, and combine that with the success stories of the individual artist.
Great. So before you leave, just one last question. Is there any message or anything you would like to tell to any new onboarding artists that are joining the Free Music Archive right now?
Absolutely. So I think what we can tell the independent and self-releasing artists joining Free Music Archive is you will stay in control of your future. So just utilize all the tools that we will throw at you and the ones that you like. And always keep in mind or ask yourself the question, where is the money? So if it means that we are not helping you good enough, then make sure that you keep the doors open to all the other platforms out there, and hopefully combined, we can actually help you to build a bright future so that you can keep focusing on your original music creation part.
Great. Thanks a lot, Hessel. And yes, always feel free to reach out to the whole team at FMA. Hi, today I'm joined by somebody who is all the way down there, at least for me he's down there in Australia. I'm talking about Makai, on FMA known as Makai Beats. Hi, how are you doing?
Hey, what's up?
Thanks for joining us. I have a very simple first question. When did you start making music, and can you tell us a little bit more about how and why that happened?
Yeah, I started making music when I was in like 2012, like professionally. But before that, I've been playing piano since a kid and all that. But professionally, I just trying to sell music online and stuff just since 2012.
Okay, and how did that happen? Like somebody else was making music, in your case mainly beats, right? And you got inspired by that, or you tried yourself unprofessionally first and then decided to do it more seriously?
Well, I started doing it unprofessionally when I was a kid, like just trying to it was just my passion, I just always loved music, just creating music, piano. Mm-hmm. But then when my mom passed, I started, taking it more like trying to do it as a career,
So you bought some software. How did that start, that learning process?
I mean, it's been a long time ago, 2012. So it's hard to remember every detail. But I remember starting on some just Cubase and some weird software I found. And then I went to the store and bought some other professional recording software and just tried to record like piano and stuff, and then looped them. Eventually, brought them to school, and people were like, oh, I want to make a song off of this, I'll rap over this. And then people giving me money, and I started just doing it professionally, from there.
Okay, and how has that been? You started making it professionally because you saw that there was a good feedback and a good reaction to your beats. What did you start doing then to promote yourself, to get your name out there?
When I started, there was this site out called SoundClick, and this was the biggest platform at the time. You know, it was like it was like Free Music Archive is now, but it was back then. You know, it was like having so much traffic and everything. So basically, I just put my music up there, and a guy from school told me, "Hey, put your music up on here. You can make money. People are making money. I buy beats from this guy on there. You know, you could do it too." So you know, that's when I tried it. You know, uploaded my stuff on there, and of course, no one bought it at first, but you know, as time went on, I just started like figuring things out, watching courses, and just figuring out how to get my music out there even more. And
how has the production style and the quality of your productions evolved through this time?
From 2012, it's crazy. I mean, now I work with like other people to put, you know, like I'll use a part from a guitar part from one guy, and then, you know, maybe a drum part here, but I make sure everyone's like licensed. You know, everyone gets paid a cut or whatever they need to get the license. Yeah, I really like to focus on making sure to get quality sounds, you know, in my stuff now these days.
Okay, that sounds really interesting. So, did you used to use sample banks or that kind of stuff before, and now you are deciding to use your own sources?
Well, I used to just create everything from scratch, like do everything by myself, like play out the guitar part, the MIDI, everything. But now, you know.
Great, because to me some of it sounds like it's sampled, but then like from something really obscure. But knowing that you actually created the stuff that you use in your beats, that's really, really inventive. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all original, licensed stuff. Like nothing's like taken from you know, like some stuff on the random place on the internet or anything. When I listen to your beats, I really hear a certain style. How long did it take you, and when did you become more aware of that you were creating your own style of making beats? I just really create, you know, just whatever I feel, but I mostly stay with soulful, you know, R&B, like smooth stuff. And, you know, I do a little bit of drill stuff, like not drill, but like, you know, hip hop, trap, and stuff like that, elements. But I mostly keep it like smooth R&B, stuff like that, more musical stuff, you know.
How has your journey on Free Music Archive been since you joined? I think your first upload was in 2017.
Yeah.
It was an album, and from then on you basically have been uploading singles.
Right.
And what has been your experience with Free Music Archive?
It's been great. The amount of traffic, the amount of like deals I've gotten from there. Like, you know, recently I've gotten a deal with Kia. I just produced like a commercial for them, just off Free Music Archive, giving away free tracks and stuff. So the response is great. I love it. Like, it's my favorite platform right now.
So people reach out to you directly, and then you struck some kind of an agreement or deal with them? Yeah,
you know, for extended licenses or, you know, files or whatever.
Have there ever been any like funny or like weird situations with people asking you music for something that you don't mind sharing with us since you joined the FMA?
Yeah, most people just, the craziest ones is like maybe like the school projects, you know, like people be like, I'm going to use this for like a whole presentation. And I think that's crazy, you know, just kids using it. Like, I never expected that really when I first started uploading.
That sounds great. I mean, we are really happy that the exposure and the traffic that FMA has that enables guys like you to get the music to all kinds of diverse projects, from Kia to a school project presentation.
Yes.
And so what are you busy with right now, and what are your plans for the next months?
Just releasing I like to just release free music and just free resources for people to build my brand, you know. That's how I've built it since 2012. So I'm just going to keep putting out more projects, more music coming out.
Do you also have your like a website of your own where people are directed and can also look for other music that's not on FMA?
Yes, my website is Makai.com. That's like everything that's not on FMA. If it's not on there, it's on my website, Makai.com.
you obviously are from the States. I don't know which city you were born, but right now you're living in Perth in Australia. How did that happen?
3 years ago when the pandemic started, I was actually born in New Orleans, Louisiana. So, but basically when that pandemic started, I was already over here and just some personal stuff, just on vacation basically. And then and I basically just during the pandemic, I just stayed here and got my visa,
Mm-hmm.
That's just,
Okay, so you're basically, because what you do, as long as you have your equipment with you, you can do it anywhere, right?
Right. But I've been here for a while, so I kind of have a whole new studio here now, like a better one than I've ever had. So.
All right. Nice. If you can send us a pic or two of your studio, so we can also include it.
Okay.
Yeah, on the page of this episode. And since this podcast series is called Music Insiders, it's always nice to give them a bit of that.
Most definitely.
Extra information and a bit more insight into you. Makai, thanks a lot for talking to us.
Thank you for having me, man. Appreciate it.